Avinash is BSc Microbiology. Cool. For people who are joining right now, we are just doing a small activity where uh, everybody is stating where they are from, and what are they pursuing. So Anis is pursuing BCA, okay, and I think he is from Ranchi, Jharkhand. Cool, Anish. So this will give us a clearer picture about you. Maybe our audience, maybe our esteemed panelists will be able to answer your questions better if they know you better. So yes. So yeah, guys, we'll be just starting in the next couple of minutes. Just hold on tight. Uh, we'll shortly begin this event. So Syed, over to you. I believe we can start. We should ideally start the event now, right? And It's over to you, Syed. I think we can start the event. You can introduce everyone, and you can start with sharing this.
Sure. Give me a second. I'll share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Syed, you can go ahead.
Cool. Yep. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this AMA session with our prestigious alum, which is Shri Srinivasan, who is an esteemed web developer. And you might have read about him earlier as well. And first of all, let me start with the introductions. I am Syed Adnan, and I have also studied data science from Alma Better. So you could consider me an alum as well, but I am from a different field. Pretty much, it is not really justified to call it a different field altogether, but yep, it is somewhat different. You might not relate with me as much as you might relate with Srinivasan, but I'm still your alum and I am very willing to help you. And yes, I completed my course in March of this year and was placed in April. And I've been placed as a business data analyst at a firm called Gandhan, which deals with educational loans. And I won't stall the meeting by talking more about myself. I'll pass the introduction on to Srinivasan. Srinivasan, if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, Shay. Thank you. Yeah, hi, everyone. Good morning to all. And thank you for joining on this wonderful morning. Even it is a Sunday, I can see the audience, nearly 35 audience. Yeah, myself is Sri Srinivasan. I have completed my UG undergraduation in Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science, which is basically placed in Coimbatore. And while I'm doing my third year, I have joined in Alma Better, and I have started my journey as a web developer. Where I have started my journey, even I don't know HTML, CSS, how these things works. And after completing of Alma Better on 2022 July, I have cleared Alma X placement program. After completion of that, I got an opportunity to join in Alma X team, where we can learn everything from A to Z, where we can learn business communication, everything to upskill our skills to become a good employee in an organization. So I have cleared an interview at Madden as a junior developer. I'm working as a Madden in junior developer in a full stack role.
That's great. Srinivasan, could you tell me what your personal journey, as we have today's agenda, could you tell me what your personal journey in web development was before Alma Better, through Alma Better, and post Alma Better?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, before Alma Better, I have studying my chartered accountant course, which is called as Institute of Chartered Accountants of India (CA) course. Due to some other things, I have not been able to clear a single paper in intermediate level. So at that time, I have gone through more institutes like Alma Better, where there are more similar institutes, but they are not providing a placement guaranteed program. They are providing at a low cost. I cannot believe them. So I believe Alma Better, and Alma Better is at that time is new to the market. Actually, they are starting their web development batch. Only I have joined in the third batch. After I'm joining, I have learned everything from Alma Better only. Even before that, I'm from a BBA background, Bachelor of Business Administration, Computer Science. So on UG, I have did my BBA and came to chartered accountant before that BBA. So eventually I don't know about even HTML and CSS stuffs. Everything I have learned in Alma Better. I have spent my whole time in a day, nearly 4 to 6 hours, nearly concentrating on Alma Better materials to learn some things newly, and concentrating on other materials in outside also, where we can learn more things. And apart from this, we need to do more projects which Alma Better suggests us. And this is where my personal journey coming to Alma Better. And after clearing any Alma X program, I had my hard work in live projects like a project like a reserve bus, where we can it is a live project where with an guidance with a mentor called Manish, who is an senior engineer working in Salesforce. With the under guidance, I have learned the things in Alma X program, and after completing of that, I have joined in Magden. This is my personal journey in Alma Better from scratch to this level.
That's really great, Srinivasan. How has your experience been post Alma Better? I mean, whatever you learned at Alma Better, how has that helped you become a better web developer?
Yeah, actually, in Alma Better, the things we learned, it's helped me a lot, but depends upon the company. But for example, if a candidate is joining to the company as a web developer, it is very good, because as a web developer, Alumni teaches you everything in React, coming to front end part, and coming to back end part also, they teach you everything. But if the companies which you are joining suggest you to learn something new, for example, it may be React Native or Python, you are ready to upskill that things, you need to learn the things. In coming to that part also, Alumni trained us in Almax program, where if the company requires you to learn some new technologies, depends upon the company's using, where they given advice on how to learn these things quickly. And basically coming to, as a web developer, the Alumni teaches everything in an industrial level, helped me a lot. Basics to advanced level they teach. Coming to advanced, whether there are more things to learn when you into coming into industry levels, but mostly they covered more things coming to the project side, that is the type of thing.
That's great. I think mentioning terms like Alma X would be quite confusing for new joinees. So why don't you just explain the whole process that Alma Beta takes throughout the whole course, from starting the course to placement, including Alma X, and their processes like having champions, trainees, mentorship sessions, all those. Could you just give us a brief idea of how that works?
Yeah, sure, sir. Yeah, here when we enrolled in Alma Better for web development program, basically the course beings nearly, it takes time up to 8 to 9 months. Basically, it's mostly of 8 months, where there is no limit that the students need to complete everything in 8 months or 9 months to get into Alma X. Within 1 year, the student can get into Alma X if they have completed their capstone project with Alma Better gives you. For example, in front end, they are nearly giving 2 to 3 projects. In back end, they also suggesting 2 to 3 projects where the students need to submit it. Weekly, there will be 4 classes. There will be a live instructors from top companies like Oracle, Walmart, that kind of thing, where we can learn the things from them in the live classes. There is a doubt resolution session in the live class also. And coming to that, in weekend, the Alumni is providing a doubt resolution session with instructors who are also industrial experience of having nearly 2 to 3 years, where they will be resolving your doubt. For example, if you have some doubts in React or JavaScript, where I cannot understand this concept, in first week I have learned JavaScript, I have some doubts. We can resolve the doubts in the weekend classes, which helps the students to get clear the doubts in the within the week class itself. And apart from this, when they are giving you a project, there is no specific time limit. Within 1 week or 2 week, you need to submit it, or else we will be not evaluating your project. Not like that's very strict rules. Basically, they need to submit the project if they are willing to join in Almax. So in the sense, we can take our own time and interest to learn how to do the project, how to approach it. And there will be a mentorship session where the students can book the mentorship in their dashboard, where the mentors can help on how to approach their project. They actually won't help you in answering the questions, and they will help you in approaching the solutions. That helps me a lot to go through it. And there will be competency challenges where there will be a choose the best answer type of questions, where we can test our skills, where we are good or not, and how we are doing on that. And coming to up, first 2 to 3 months you'll be in front end, next 2 to 3 months you'll be in a back end thing, and after that you can start preparing for Alma X. Basically, the Alma X program is like they'll be testing a student whether he is qualified in basic, he is strong in a basic level, to give him a training in the industrial standards in Alma X program and after he joins. So in the interview of Alma X, you can expect some basic coding questions and basic related stuffs. That'll be like low level to medium type of lead code questions you can expect from there. There will be 4 5 chances in Alma X for each student. If he scored more than the certain criteria Alma X, Alma Better has fixed, they'll be eligible to become, they'll be eligible to be in Alma X program. Basically, Alma X program, it is nearly 5 to 6 months totally. In first 2 to 3 months, you'll be learning everything in industrial standard levels. Projects, live projects, where instructor will be separate instructor will be there for a particular cohort, particular program. There will be 10 to 15 students. There will be separate instructor for each, two for each, in that sense, where you can approach them on how to do this. They will help you in that, where they will teach you business communications also on how to talk with HR, how to approach the HRs, how to approach the industries, resume related steps. Everything will be teaching in that. And after 2 to 3 months of training, completion of training in Alma X, they will be start sharing your resumes when they think that you are good to go. in Alumni training, they'll be start sharing your resumes to the companies, and then you will be getting a calls from the respected companies if your profile has been shortlisted. Basically, the resumes mostly get shortlisted because the resume in such a way we are designing it based on the top mentors from Alma Betters. This is the journey basically from Alma Better to Alma X up to that.
That was quite insightful. Thank you, Srinivasan. This was the normal spectrum or the normal routine that a student at Alma Better follows. I had a particularly different routine. I chose the pre-recorded session model of Alma Better's course, where I had all of the content already available to me, and it was on me to whenever I could complete. Basically, what I had done is I had completed my bachelor's degree, and I had a lot of free time on my hand, and I had already completed an internship in data science. So I thought, "Key, let's do this," and I spend around 6 hours every day on this course. Where the good thing about this course is that you have video sections and then also tests that follow every video. Like you won't be let loose for any minute. You'll have to have tests on each and every concept. And the special thing is they go into granularity. They go into the details. Like if I'm allowed to use data science expressions, there's something called as machine learning in data science, and you have particular topics like deep learning and also time series analysis, which are just concepts or headings I mentioned in other courses. But in Alma Better, what they do is they spend around 2 to 3 hours just on that particular topic. They go into the depths. That is what is beautiful about Alma Better. So I was talking about my course where I had the pre-recorded session. For me, it lasted around 3 months, and I had to complete the projects, all the projects. If I wanted to get into Alma X, that was a criteria that you have to complete your projects, and you also have to give the interview, as Srinivasan mentioned. Luckily, I passed the interview and I got into Alma X in January of this year. And I'm not sure if data science, the course for data science and the course for web development is similar, because I took only around 3 months in Alma X. It might be longer for web developers because they have a lot to learn and a lot more tools to learn and advance into. And yeah, for me, it was just 2 months. And after 2 months, my resume sharing started. And within about a week, I was placed after Alma X, of course. So in total, my journey took around 6 months, probably a little bit lesser than 6 months. So you can also expect this route. Just for starters, I'm just letting you guys know that there is the normal route where you can take your time, where you can have around around a year to develop yourself as a skilled web developer. But you can also choose this route which has pre-recorded session, and you can fast track things if you think you are capable enough. So yeah, moving on. Srinivasan, I just want to ask you the varied different kinds of people that you met in Alma Better. Of course, there might have been people who were not at all related to tech, who were already in tech, who had already, as you yourself said, you were preparing for CA exam, and you suddenly came into web development where you had no knowledge of web development. You might have also met people who already had good enough knowledge of web development. So could you tell me about how many, how varied people you met in Alma Better?
Yeah, sure, sir. Actually, in Alma Better, there are various types of people. So as in the case, as I had already told, I'm basically not from non-technical background, basically totally a different stream where I even know what is HTML and what is that, how the website is looks and everything works. And there are some other students and my friends and colleagues which I have met in Alma Better. They are basically from BSc mathematics, and they are majorly also there are from engineer background, and they did their biology in higher studies, and they have joined in arts type of colleges or engineering colleges where they totally mechanic engineers and ECE and triple E students where I have met that type of people also, and their focus is want to get a good development job, good developer's job. So the thing what I have while conversation with him, and they are telling that the Alma is very helpful, as I just already told before a minute. they have recorded sessions where the people's working in, for example, the people who is completed his mechanical engineering, he is working in some, for example, Mahindra company or a showroom as an engineer, mechanical engineer. He also has, he can see the live recorded sessions which is available for the students in lifetime access, where the even every student can have the access to the live sessions which is recorded in their particular dashboard for lifetime access. And basically, if they completed the work at 8 o'clock in the night, and where they are getting a time at 10 to 11, they can see the recorded sessions and they can grab and they can learn the things. There are basically more other streams also which helps others, particularly this recorded session. Coming to project also, for example, if someone in the case is working as a mechanical engineer in at Mahindra, they need to complete the project within a 1 week or 2 week. If Alumni sets a time limit, you need to submit the project within a 1 week or 2 days. That is very difficult for them, right? So only they are providing the good time to complete the project. They are basically trying to make the project by owned by their students. So they are not giving a particular time limit. So basically, they can complete their project within 1 month or 2 months also by taking their own time, learning the stuffs and everything, and upskilling. After they can submit their projects without knowing and everything, copy pasting or something by doing, getting from GitHub and submitting it in within a 1 week, where they cannot even know what's going on. That there is no time limit like that. So which helps other background students very much to come to learn the things and how to do the project, how to approach it, like these kind of things also.
Great, great. Srinivasan, I'm sure you would have searched or researched different platforms as well when you were planning to join a web development course. What stood out about Alma Viter? What stood out that you chose Alma Viter and not any other course?
Yeah, so I think it's basically a very good question. Here in Alma, first we are paying in like an enrollment fee. Now it is at, I think it is at 20 to 25K. While I am joining, it's nearly 13 to 15K. It helps the students from a non-financial background, which helps them to make their payment in EC basis, where they can make their payment in a EMI basis, 20K or 25K. When their student get into their Alma Better journey, once they're completing and gets their job, then only they need to they need to pay their tuition fee of 2.5 to 2K, 2 lakhs, I think so. And the even paying of 2 to 2.5 lakhs in, it is a non-interest, it is a zero rate interest, where the Alma Better helps us to get in connect with their financial partners to complete those things also. They will take care of about that. And coming to basically other institutes, there are more other institutes compared to Alma Mater. There are very big companies, big institutions, and there are basically like a institution like Alma Mater also. They are not providing a guaranteed placement. If they are providing a guaranteed placement, also they are expecting to pay the tuition fees before while joining itself in the case. But coming to this Alma Mater, they are actually expecting to pay our tuition fee. It may be around 2 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs after getting a job in your hand only. So this helps students like me and more colleagues, which I have while I'm doing my web development journey, which helps us to study the things and get a good job on after we can pay that. So we have studied everything in that time. It helps us. More other institutes ask us to pay 3 lakhs in starting basis. If you are starting the course, you need to start paying that EMI from day one, from month one. For example, 7,000 or 8,000 per month starting up to completing the course. But this is totally different, which helps non-financial students to get into these things. If the students are not willing to join Alma, also if they are they are confident in the skills which they have learned, they can get the job in outside market also. But that is the thing which somewhat difficult to get the job in outside market, as the condition in the market, the current situation is bad, where there are more firings are there. This is the thing which helps in Alma Mater particularly to choose Alma Mater.
Great, great. Now I would like to ask you one interesting question. So, of course, your journey in Alma Mater was very long. What was your favorite part about Alma Mater, and what was your favorite memory or fun memory that you made?
Yeah, sure. Actually, this is also a good, interesting question. Come with the fun memories, and the interesting part is that instructors teaching in the live classes, they won't go through the materials they are providing. Actually, they'll be go through. They'll be not at all. They just not go through the things. What is CSS and what is padding? For example, what is the concept of Redux in React? They'll be basically show the things in live class itself. For example, in CSS, the padding margin is there, where we call this a box model. For they'll be showing it in a live class itself. For example, they will be having some more other websites to show it in lively, which helps the students to understand the things clearly in the live class itself. And also, apart from that, coming to backend side and database side, they in the same scenario, they not only referring to the material and will be just not reading the things. This is that and that is what and so on. They'll be basically helping you in the live class itself, how to do the things, how to install these things as a basic stuff, how to install and configure this particular Node.js or software which we are installing in that our local system, and everything they'll be showing in the live class itself, where it helps to do the things in live class, or we can practice it once the live class completed by using the recorded sessions. This is the things which happen. And coming to that fun memories, like there are more other websites to learn the CSS in fun part. I mean, there are some instructors out there, Moni Svenkul and Kapil Rahounsis. These types of instructors will teach you in live class by using some referring to the websites where we can play and learn the things. For in CSS, there is a concept called box model, where there is one website where we can play the things and we can understand that concept called a box model, Fluxbox or a grid, where this helps. And also coming to JavaScript, also they help to refer to more official documentations and other websites where we can make our learning journey easy. It helps a lot to me and my colleagues in that development program also. I hope it helps to everyone, I think.
That's great. So you mean it's not just a robotic way of learning, rather it is a very practical and implemented way of learning, right?
Yeah, you are right. And they will be implementing in the live class, so it helps to see the recorded session to learn those things. If you're not getting the thing in a live class, where some students may get internet connection disconnecting or something issues also, where we can raise the query, there will be instructor will be separately there to handle these types of questions where the student is raising, apart from the instructor who is teaching in the class also. That's also this helps.
That's great. I when we were waiting for all the settings to be done and the session to be started, I saw a few comments which mentioned that people had done their BSc in microbiology and so on, basically from non-tech background. So I want to, as you are from a non-tech background, what special steps did you take to come on par with people who were already in tech? What special exercises, special processes did you take just so that it helps them?
Yeah, actually, we need to learn the things in a daily basis. We should not have a gap of 1 week or 2 week. After we can, for example, I'm learning that I'm seeing the recorded sessions where I have working for other industries. I have seen the recorded sessions for 1 week. After 1 week, I have not seen the recorded sessions. After I'm seeing the recorded sessions of the past 1 week, which I have not seen, it doesn't help them, because the thing which we need to learn it in a daily basis. If we are giving some a gap, it will be getting you forgotten as you are working in for other industry or you are studying your UG or PG courses. So we need to practice the thing on daily basis. We need to do it in lively, because in coming to web development, there are more theoretical parts which we need to keep in our mind. Concepts like Redux, Taha, Sunk. There are these types of concepts to hooks in Redux. This is like a theoretical concept also, which we need to keep in mind while they ask in an interview. You need to answer it in a theoretical way, in a good approach. But it doesn't help you if you are answering in a theoretical way. If the interviewer or someone asking you to do it, sharing platforms like Code Sandbox to do it in live in an interview panel, at that time you will be struggling to do that, because if you know in theoretical part, that's good, but coming to practical way, it doesn't works like that. So you need to practice that things in the live class itself. Once the class complete, we need to spend, apart from the class timings, you need to spend at least 2 hours, at least 2 to 3 hours, which helps you to get a place in good companies, which helps you be confident in the interview also.
So consistency and persistence is the key, right?
Yeah, yes, you are right. If we didn't have consistency and persistency, it will be very difficult. If you need to grab the things which I have not seen in the last previous 1 week classes, it doesn't help because in the current week also you'll be learning. You need to learn new things, but you are delaying it. Where finally it will get a load to you to learn the things. At that stage, you'll be thinking that okay, it is not the right field to us. That kind of mindset you will be going through in that types. So consistency is a good key, which we need to practice and follow the sessions daily. Apart from alma mater materials, they'll be teaching you in very basic level what is this and what is that in basic teach. And if you are very good to go in advanced level, where there are more other websites to the alma mater instructors can refer you to learn the things also, which helps.
That's great. That's great. Since Alma Mater is a collaborative learning, you might have met a lot of people. I would want to know how your friends group was, because we are divided into different batches. So how were your friends? How did you spend time with them? How was your learning enhanced? Did it enhance with the help of your friends? And how was the total learning experience with your friends? And do you still meet them? Do you have chats with them? Are they placed? Where are they placed? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, yes, I have. Actually, this is a good question. Where in every cohort there will be at least 50 students, 40 more than 40 students will be there at least. In that type of scenario, when we are learning, we need to there will be a students who learned these things before. For example, I have in my cohort, I have one friend where he knows everything in a concept in a front end part. He doesn't know back end part, but he knows everything in a front end part, how these things works and how we need to do these projects before joining Alabama. Where I had a good conversation and friendship where it helps me a lot to learn more things. Coming to the project, when we are doing a capstone project in Alabama, where we need to have, we can submit the project by individual or we can submit the project with a group of 3 to 4 colleagues in the particular cohort itself. Where at that time I have met my friend, his name is Pushkar particularly, where he knows everything in front end part before coming to Alabama. Where while I'm having a conversation with him and while I have did my particular capstone project with the help of him, where I have learned more things from him, how to do these things and the things, where I also helped him in backend side, where he don't know backend side, I have helped something to he, and which helps me both of us to learn the things. Where if we didn't know we both of them in the particular cohort and we have cleared Almax and we have joined in Almax. We are in the first batch of Almax and there will be one more girl. His name is Shashi and the mentor will be there in Almax to teach the things. We particularly me and Pushkar will be asking questions with the mentor where the things we didn't know. Actually, the mentor will help us for both me and my friend Pushkar in the particular web dev batch number 1 for web development, which helps me a lot. Where there are more people where even they don't know everything's what is web development, how that works, where we can help them also. In that scenario, we will get a good experience where we can recall the things which we did studied and the helping thing, which will be very good. We can grow our network and we can share the more knowledges between them also, which helps.
Great. I would also like to ask you, since it is web development is a very technical role, what are the tools that you use and what tools do you suggest our new joinees to use so that they can have a good handle of the market?
Yeah. The tools which we have used in Alma Better for web development journey is a thing like a basic thing, like a tool called a Bootstrap. Instead of CSS, we can use a tool called Bootstrap, and there are some other tools and frameworks for backend Node.js called Express also. But they will be teaching you these things. Once you are good in these things, for like a tools like a Bootstrap or something kind of thing, which is similar to CSS. If you are very interested to learn some other things in live class, you can pin the instructor directly. Sir, I know Bootstrap. Is there any other tool where the industry level developers are using some other tools? They will be helping you in that scenario also. Where there is a tool called Material UI is there. Coming to React Native, there is a React Native element. There are some other tools which is similar to Bootstrap, that kind of thing, coming to in the way of CSS. So they'll be telling you these are the other tools where you can learn these things from these particular official websites, where they'll be helping you in that type of part also. Because the thing which we have learned in Alma Better, which helps in real industrial levels, but coming to in industrial levels, they may use some other tools also. For example, we'll be learning Redux in React in Alma Better. But coming to industrial level, they'll be using the same React Redux, but in a very advanced level. So we can approach the instructors, say, is there any industrial level tool which is similar to this tool, which I need to learn? In that scenario, they will be helping you in learning that things also in the live class, and they can refer your website. If you have doubts, you can approach them in a mentorship by booking a mentorship session in your dashboard also.
Nice. Srinivasan, could you share with our new joinees a particular routine that you followed? I mean, as you mentioned, consistency and persistence is the key to learning not just web development, but anything in life. Our joinees would really love to get a routine that you use. No specific routine like you attend classes on these days, you have your practice coding on these days, you solve questions on lead code on these days, something like that. It's just a general view of your normal routine.
Yeah, sure, Syed. Actually, for new journeys, the thing what I followed is basically first we need to attend every session which is as per the schedule a week. In a week, we have 4 sessions in a live. We need to attend the 4 live. It is not compulsory from Almac side, but to be a good developer, or if you want to be a good, if you want to choose a good future in the thing, first thing you need to attend a live classes every day, and you need to learn the things which they teach in the live classes by next day itself, because there'll be continuity in their teaching, the instructors teaching. If they are teaching you JavaScript, they will start from what is JavaScript, what is variable, what is let const, and where at which version ES6 syntax the let came, what is the difference between let and const in JavaScript concept. It is like a continuity of class. You need to learn the things in the class. Once it completes by next day, before you are going to attend next live class, as it is a continuity which I have already told you, it will help you to learn the things in daily basis. And if you are ready to learn some advanced concepts in JavaScript like ES6 syntax, where there are more things like map, filter methods, there are more methods which helps you to learn the things if you are following in a continuity basis. If you are not following in a continuity basis, you'll be getting somewhat more schedules, because the thing which if you have not studied the last 2 classes, you won't get to understand the particular thing which they are teaching in the day 3 of the classes. So apart from this, in weekends, I have spent my time in learning more things. Apart from material of Alma Mater, we can refer more materials out of that, where Alma Mater material helps you to be good in basic part. In advanced level also, we can refer some other YouTube channels, some other websites to learn those things also, which helps me. And before doing a project in Alma Mater, I started building some simple websites, uh, because the learning doesn't helps you only learning, the practice helps you more. We can start by simply building using HTML CSS. We can start building our simple website, not like big. We can start from basic level, where we can have a simple UI, where we can navigate to other pages when we are clicking a button. We need to start from that. Apart from that, if you are not practicing these things, we are going directly going into React, and we are start building your website, it will be very difficult for you finally to learn the things. Because if you are not good in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and DOM, where we will be learning in the development program, it will be very difficult for you to continue in React while building your websites. So before capstone project, I recommend you to build 2 to 3 websites, simple UI part, where we can show this is my website or something for practice. I'm telling you, where, and when you are good with these things, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, when they are going with React, you will get a more idea on how to approach the things before doing your capstone project also. This is the routine which I have followed for front end part. Coming to back end also, I have followed the same approach. Apart from the live classes and weekly practice, I if I have free time in my college, nearly 1 to 2 hours, I'll be getting a free time. At the times, we can go through some articles There are free code camp is there, Greek for Gig is there, how these things works, how JavaScript when we are storing a variable, how the things works in backend side, how the Chrome browser dev tools works. These are like an advanced concepts where we can learn. I will be reading those things, articles when I'm getting a free time in my college or when I'm traveling to outside also, which helps me a lot also.
Really great, man. That's cool. Also, continuation of this question. Just suppose in a hypothetical situation, what advice would you give your younger self who's just starting out Alma Beta course, just starting out? He's just planning to start Alma Beta course. What advice you today would give to you who's starting the Alma Beta course?
The advice which I'll be giving is, as it is first, it is a good choice to move further, and the second thing is that I'll be giving a advice him to how to approach the things, attending our basic classes and how to approach the project, how to complete the competency challenges within a particular time limit. We need to complete those things. There is not particular time provided by Alma Better, but as a student in Alma Better, if you want to be a good developer in the future, which helps you a lot, I will be suggesting to giving a time limit where within the time limit, while you are attending your live classes, you need to complete these extra works apart from capstone project, as I have mentioned before a minute, like building a portfolio by ourselves, which helps a lot to practice it. I'll be recommending, I'll be telling him to work on that things also, because the thing which live classes we can learn the things, but coming to practical examples we need to do by ourselves, because the instructors can only tell you or advise you, they cannot push into it, because coming finally, as you are getting finally the course of web development is morely the students will be graduated things, graduated students more than 18 plus. So in that time, the instructors will give you suggestions and advice. Finally, they are not going to push you do that or submit it within this time particular limit. So when I will be suggesting him to particular time limit, you need to complete these things, which helps me a lot. So you can also follow these things if you are willing to do that. Where I'll be suggesting these types of time schedule kind of thing. I'll be referring some other websites and apart from Alamatum materials, which teach you in a very good level from basic to advanced. If he is interested to learn more things, we can also refer more things. So the instructor will also help if you are asking a question apart from the alma mater materials. For example, you are attending a class called Redux basis. If you are asking a question which is not similar to the topic which is discussed in the live classes, they will teach you. They will try to teach you in the last 5 to 10 minutes. They will try to grab up that particular question which you raised by you. So I will be suggesting he or she, my friends, to ask these types of questions in the live class, where you'll be getting a good solutions to these types of questions.
That's great, folks. All the folks who are trying to join Alma Better, here is a secret code. Please follow it. And yeah, getting into some technicalities now that the job market is quite critical, and in traces of recession and all these things, what points or what strengths should a web developer possess that stand him apart from the crowd and make him a good web developer and a wanted web developer?
Yeah, Sayed. Actually, this is a good question which helps a lot of the beginners to get into the market. The first thing is be strong in the basics. I'll be advising them, because the companies which hiring not only Alma but basically the market, if the company is hiring a fresher, they'll be expecting the fresher to be very good in the basic part, where Alma teaches that in very good level. They're not only teaching a basics in good level, they are also teaching some advanced and intermediate level thing in particular to JavaScript or web development, full stack, MERN stack stuffs. But we need to, the fresher need to be very good in the basic things, because the interview you may expect in first round, they will be testing you only how this candidate is good in the basic first. If you are good in the basic part of web development, they'll be proceeding you with the next round interview round panel. If you are not good in the basic stuff itself, they'll be thinking on how we can approach this candidate to the next interview panel, because the first basic thing, you are not at all very good in basic things. They'll be thinking that stuff. If you are good in basic stuff, and if you are very good in a first interview panel, they'll be asking you some advanced questions in a first level of interview also. But if you are very good in basic level, if you are trying to answer something in very advanced type of questions, if the interviewer asks you, they'll be trying to push you to the second round of interview. So first thing, you need to good in a basic of the things which you have learned in Alabama. And the second thing, you need to have a hands-on practice. As I told you before, a question which Syed asked, the thing theoretical way is also helps you in a first round. In first round, they can ask you in theoretical way to get the things where this candidate knows this thing or not. If they find the things, if you know these things in a theoretical way, in the second round or third round, they may expect you to give you a project where you need to submit the project within the time limit, or they'll be asking you to lively share your screen and do the project. They'll be giving you a certain period of time. This is the UI part where you need to get. At that point of time in the interview, you'll be struggling there. Where if you didn't know the things how works in a practical way. So this is where we can stand out in the market. And coming to there are more companies nowadays, they're expecting round one to be a coding round. So we need to be good in a coding round like DSA part, where the Alumni teaches you in Alumni program from the beginning. So try to practice beginner level to medium level of questions in the lead code, Greek for Greeks, Hacker Rank, these types of websites, which helps a lot in the first round. Where as a web developer, they need to think how the things works. So the interviewer will be testing you. He has a thinking ability to do that or not. This is basically the first round. Second round would be the theoretical way, and third round would be a practical scenario where we need to submit a project or we need to do the project in the live sections. And this is where the interview progress goes. And this is where we can stand alone in the job market, which helps to stand alone.
Great. I think you mentioned a very important topic, which haunts every fresher web developer, I think, which is DSA. And do you have any tips on that? How do you prepare for DSA interviews? How do you prepare for the whole of DSA concept, or the, pretty much the whole concept? How do you prepare for that? Do you have any special tips? Do you have any special routes to take?
I have some tips to the attendees. Actually, the DSA is a vast concept. I'm not telling the freshers to learn all the vast, very big concept, advanced things. Be good with the thing which Alumni teach you in Almax program or from the day one of DSA, because the DSA classes, the instructors are basically they are from very big companies like Google. They'll be teaching you the algorithms and data structure and algorithms, how the things approach in a live class. They'll be showing you animation type of thing. They'll be giving you they'll be draw the things. These things work this. After this thing, they will be going to here, and these things does this operation, this kind of thing. So the thing Alumni teaches you in DSA is very good enough to crack the interview as a fresher. And also you need to do the practice, as I already told. You need to do the practice also apart from the instructor teaches you in the class, because in the class, if you see the concept, they'll be teaching you in a very high good level, because the instructors are from very fine companies. So you'll be understanding the concepts in the live class. But coming to practical way, after a day or 2 days, if you are not at all gone through that material the concept where you learned before a day, it will be useless, because you need to go through the thing, and the next day you need to practice and try to solve the problems. Because the instructors, as they are from very big companies, they'll be teach you the particular concept in a very easy way. In the live class, you'll be understanding everything, you'll be known everything. After completing the live class, you will be thought this concept is clear and I can able to crack it. But that is not the scenario if you have not practiced by the next day or next week. We need to practice that particular concept, or else that will be a useless case, because the instructors are from big companies. They'll be trying to teach the particular concept in a very easy method. They'll be putting their effort, but without practicing, that thing will become a difficult thing. when you need to go through the recorded sessions, which may take you a lot of time. At the same time of recorded session, there will be live class, which where you will be getting a struggle at final time. At the next time, you'll be thinking, okay, the DSA is very difficult part, as we have not at all gone through the daily sessions and practice. Finally, you will think that the DSA is a difficult part. Actually, it is a difficult part coming to learn, but if you have not at all followed the things correctly.
Now that we have dived into DSA, I think it is appropriate to also talk about how do you prepare for an interview, because of course there is that freshers burden or freshers anxiety, I would say, that freshers usually tend to have the how would I give the interview, what should I prepare, is this enough, is not enough. I usually think that they tend to over prepare, which makes them forget everything. And I think they should particularly stick to the basics, but that is a general view. What do you as a web developer think would be the best and the right way to prepare for interview as a fresher or as a experienced web developer? What would that right path be?
Yeah, Syed. Actually, the right part would be like, first thing.
Of course, I mean that there's no exact right path. There's no one size fits all. But what is the general good path? I would say good path that you can take, and mistakes or mistakes that you can avoid does not hamper your progress. What are those kind of things?
Yeah, actually, in the progress of Alumni's development program is really good. Actually, there is no the bad progress which they followed, as I have seen. My colleagues also suggested me the progress they started from very basic level. We cannot tell that they have started this advanced thing first, and they are not at all following a good structure of learning in a development program. They'll be teaching you the things in model basis. They'll be segregate the whole full stack, mono stack curriculum into a model basis. Model one, which consists of JavaScript, model two consists of HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, for example, and this way continues for the whole web dev program. These models will be designed by a good mentors, and where if we follow the models exactly how they teach us, we it helps me and it helps, I hope it helps to others also. This is a good path. For example, if we are directly learning React, and if you are after learning React, if you are going into HTML, CSS, basically that is not a case. The student who knows the things, they will be following in a good correct path. The students who are new to web dev and they need to learn it their own, they basically they don't know, we need to learn React, okay, we learn it, but the React, which consists of HTML, CSS, everything, before going into React, you need to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So the path with the Alumni teachers is a very good curriculum and a path which they have given a good opportunity to learn to me, and I hope my colleagues also has a good path, choosing a good path for that also.
Of course, yes. And yeah, it's very important, I would say, to, I mean, I think it's all about selling yourself, selling your profile as a developer. It's all about sales, I believe, at least, that only if you impress someone or the recruiter that you can do a good job for them. Basically, selling your skill is what you get hired for. And for that, you should have a good portfolio to present your skills. So how would you, what tips would you give for our new joinees to build a better portfolio? Of course, Alma Better has a curriculum which encompasses you or enforces you to build projects that build a good portfolio. But what extra steps, what extra details would you present to our new joinees that would help them make a better portfolio?
Yeah, basically, a better portfolio is a very important thing when you are coming into the job market, because there will be more candidate where they may from other institute or they may from other colleges. Some of them may try their own jobs after completing these, after completing or getting the skill sets needed for become a full stack developer. It may be in a other stack also. There will be more stacks, more mean other stacks in a job market. To be attract the recruiter, the first thing is we need to have a good portfolio in LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn page should be very good. We need to maintain in a very professional and good way. And apart from the LinkedIn, we need to maintain our GitHub projects where we can showcase our projects and skill sets. This is the project which I did in this particular time period where I am learning in Alma better. And apart from this, we need to be in a very professional in while speaking with the recruiters. Basically, the recruiters in the job market, they will be first calling you. They will give you a call and they will be just to go through in the flow how the candidate is has a good communication skill and what are the things he knows and whether he is confident in the skills sets which he have mentioned in the resume. They'll be evaluating you within the phone call or within 2 to 3 minutes. They will evaluate you whether this candidate is confident in the skill which he have mentioned in the resume or not. He is a professional way, as he mentioned in the LinkedIn page, as he know the projects or rather he has in here GitHub page. So where these things, Alabama will help you in building a LinkedIn page, how to build it, those steps, and they'll be helping you in building a resume also, how to build a resume. They'll be giving you a access like a premium platforms resume access where we can build our ATS clear resumes. And these are the things which we need to keep in mind while we are approaching the recruiters. But we need to be very confident in the skill set which we have given in our resume and the project which we have mentioned in the resume. Majorly in a technical phone call interview is the first basic thing where the companies like the resume, if your resume got last shortlisted. So be very confident in the technical phone call. If your recruiter feels that you are not confident in that just a 2 to 3 minutes of phone call, they may reject you without going into the first interview panel round also. There will be more case.
Got it. Somewhere down the line, you also mentioned that before I ask that question, let me ask a different question. There is some part of LinkedIn optimization, GitHub optimization that really needs to be done that makes candidates stand out from other candidates that usually don't do this. I've noticed that people that I interviewed with did not do this, and I did this. That is why I got selected. Because I used to optimize my GitHub page, and I used to not just write the right keywords for the project, but also customize it in a bit, which is way possible through HTML and CSS, which helps you do that also. And there are GitHub accounts that help you add in filters, add in extra specializations, extra effects. So wanted to ask you, how does Alma Better help you in optimizing your LinkedIn profile, and how would you even try to optimize your GitHub profile?
Yes, basically this is a good and important question. As a fresher in the market, the Alma Better they teach you the things. They won't do their things. They won't be doing the editing or doing something in a GitHub profile, GitHub or LinkedIn page. They basically teach you. These are the things which helps you to get your profile in a LinkedIn, attract the recruiters, or they may see that okay, this candidate has some things. They can judge you by seeing your LinkedIn portfolio itself. Where in Alameda they will teach you these things want to be like this, the profile picture and background pictures, and that words which we need to put under our names, hashtags, and how to follow our education. There are more sessions in LinkedIn. They'll be teaching you these things. There'll be separate sessions when you get into your Almax program. They will teach you these things. These are the things which we need to be follow in our GitHub profile. Where based on that, we need to change our LinkedIn profiles and GitHubs. Coming to GitHub in technical way, there will be instructors which they'll be teaching you how to maintain a GitHub portfolio also. There are more things to learn in GitHub also. README file is there where we can optimize our our resume and LinkedIn page into the README file itself in a GitHub and showcasing the project. For every project, we need to see the thing, we need to showcase the thing in a README file, not just uploading the project and mentioning a name. This is my capstone project called Reservers or called a quiz platform which I have built. Apart from that, we need to have a good review file for every project, and we need to give them a live website link which helps the recruiters to see the project which you did. Because every recruiters, they are not going to have a time to go through the codes. Basically, they'll be, if they want to see the project which you did, we need to give them a live access to the websites where this is the project we did. They can easily go through. And coming to LinkedIn part, Alumni also will helps you in building that. They'll be asking you the questions on how have on which basis have you updated these sessions, have you have certifications for these particular things. In that part also they will be helping you.
That's great. So basically, folks, you have to think outside the box. Srinivasan, I would like to ask you this interesting thing that I came across a few days back. What I noticed was, as a web developer, what you can do is you can build a website for yourself, which acts as your resume. I noticed a few people using GitHub pages to do that. Have you come across that, and would you recommend that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, in LinkedIn, we can have our personal portfolio. As a web developer, it is easy for us to build a personal website, right? Where we can showcase the skill sets and the projects which we did, our education background, and about me and everything in our website. Where even I too have my personal portfolio in my LinkedIn page where I have attached it, where we can attach our personal website in our LinkedIn page sections, which helps the other recruiters to get a good attractions, which helps them, where we can showcase our websites, skills, and project which it consists. And in the portfolio page, how we design, the recruiters can understand, okay, this candidate has some good skill sets, where we can attract in that kind of thing also. Even in my LinkedIn page, you can see my portfolio page, which helps me to get a good things from the recruiters also, where they have tell me more things. Yeah, your profile is good. This is the way how you have followed. This is a good thing. Where it also helped me a lot.
That's really great to hear that. Also, one last question that I have is, then we can move on to the Q&A session. Yeah. So the question I have for you is that you mentioned that Alma also trains you in business communication, and they have separate sessions for that. How was that journey for you, and how did it help you in your professional career until now?
Actually, coming before to Alma X, an Alma X program, the interview will be, they'll be selecting you into the Alma X program, depends upon various factors and also includes how your communication skills is there. Basically, you need to have a good communication skill before you are giving an interview to the Alma X program. If you are basically good enough, had a good grammatical, had a good communication skills, they'll be basically selecting you. This is also which includes in interview of Alma X. And after coming into Alma X program, there will be separate sessions for business communication. They'll be teaching you how we need to speak in a industry levels in a grammatical way, without errors, without spell mistakes, how we need to speak. They'll be teaching you in that type of thing also in Alma X program. There'll be a separate mentor, and she or he will be giving you an assignment in a daily or weekly basis, where we need to solve our grammatical questions. For example, if you have learned some future presence or something grammatical thing, they'll be giving you an assignment to submit in by next day or by 2 days, after 2 days. And also helps to, they'll be teach you how to come up with a good cover letter, or how to come up with a good resumes, and what are the keywords and sentence in a good grammatical way, advanced English, which you need to mention in the resume also, which this thing will also help me in a lot in business communication sessions.
That's really great, Srinivasan. Satyajit, I think we can move on to the Q&A session if you don't have anything else.
Sure, Syed. I believe there are a couple of questions in the Q&A section that it will be better that if you and Srinivasan could pick that up and discuss a few points about the same, right?
Sure,
And your inputs will be valuable on the same.
Sure. Folks, ask as many questions as you can, and we'll try our best to answer your questions. Srinivasan, I'll read out the questions for you. Please feel free to answer them. There's one good question from Jadhav Akash. What type of questions do we need to practice to clear AppCat test? Srinivasan, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, sure, Sayed. Coming to AppCat, they basically when I'm giving my Almax interview, it is totally different. I don't know the things exactly what the AppCat test is, and but in AppCat test, like every candidate will be getting a 5 chance totally. In AppCat test, which consists of everything up to the business communication, there it will be recorded, where there will be a platform. It's kind of the thing where there won't be a live interviewer will be sitting you before. They'll be recorded in the thing. There'll be camera will be on, microphones, everything will be accessed in that particular platform. And if something or malpractice, if he or she is doing, he'll be rejected at the same time. And if he did performed good, he has answered every questions and he performed in good way, he'll be the sessions will be recorded, and that will be seen by that backend team of Alma Better if he did any malpractice or how the sessions went. If he is good and he achieved the criteria mark limit as said by the Alma Better, he is good to go into the Almax program. Basically, AppCat test consists of everything from coding basis. It have choose the best answer type, HTML, CSS, React, choose the best answer type, and it also has JavaScript coding questions also. Basic, you can expect 2 to 3 basic coding type of questions, and you can expect medium, not a DSA questions. You can expect a DSA questions 1 or 2, and coming to basic coding questions in JavaScript, whether we can where to test the student has some good skill set in clearing their coding interview for the companies or not. And also there will be some grammatical questions also. It will be you need to answer in that particular platform. It will be recorded and it will be stored in the backend. The backend team will see the sessions how it went. If you are above the criteria of mark limit which they have set, you are good to go into the Almax.
I hope that answers your question, Jadav. We also have one more question from Somil Vaishya. I'm sorry if I've got the pronunciation wrong, but to give you a gist of what they've asked is, how do they prepare for interviews where they ask you to build projects? Basically, ask you to they give you take-home projects. How do you prepare for that?
Basically, if they're giving you a take-home projects, you need to submit it within the given time limit. That is the basic thing. And the second thing is that you can approach the mentor in Alma X who has been assigned to you if you have any doubt in that, which helps me a lot and my colleagues also when we are doing when we do, we also get some take-home projects where it is somewhat difficult beginner to medium level of projects. We can approach the Alma X mentor at same time, or else we can book a mentorship session for project guidance in a dashboard itself. For booking a mentorship session in a dashboard, which also helps. But if you want to need help in very depth, I need to know how these things works, how to approach this particular thing. You can have a good communication with your Alma X mentor who is assigned to itself. Well, that helps me a lot, and I hope it helps everyone.
That's great. We have a follow-up question on the AppCat thing from Avinash. Avinash asks, how much DSA is minimum for AppCat?
Basically, for AppCat, you need to be good to solve the questions in basic level to medium type of questions. Attendees basically think that as you are a fresher, you are not an experienced candidate to think in such a way in the AppCat test or an interview to the companies. They won't going to ask you in very advanced concepts. For example, in DSA, there will be graph concept is there. They're not going to go in depth. They basically test you the thing whether you are good in the basic thing or not, basic to medium level. In AppCat test, also coming to AppCat, they'll be testing you in a basic to medium level of questions only. How this candidate is good or not. Basic, he is good. If he is good to go in Almax. In Almax, they will teach you in medium level of questions to hard level sometimes. This is all about that.
Cool. I don't think so. We have any new questions, but one recurring question is about the non-tech background people getting into tech. How would that transition be? Is that really a realistic transition? And I think it is. So as you have mentioned it all throughout the podcast, that it is totally possible. Do you have any comments on that?
Sure, Syed, but basically the hard works and consistency is the only key and the only sentence which I need to mention from a non-tech background to tech background. Basically, there are more other colleagues and friends,
Mhm.
and there are more students still in Alabama. They are from non-tech background to still here, and some of them had their experience totally in different field, and they are learning in Alabama right now by seeing the record sessions when they are getting the time also. This is the only key. We need to do it confidently. We need to be confident in ourselves, what we have chosen. Choose. That's all.
Great. I'm looking for questions, interesting questions, but I don't find any. Guys, please add your questions into the Q&A session where I can see them and present it to Srinivasan for you guys. I am not sure if. Okay. Please add in your questions, guys. Otherwise, we won't be able to take it up. Yep. Okay, so Vinay R asks, not sure. Okay. What kind of hike can I expect being in a different field in IT domain?
Yeah, when I basically to these types of questions, I don't have an exact answer, but you are coming from a different field. For example, you have worked as a sales manager or marketing manager. For example, I'm telling, if you are in that type of field, if you have 2 to 3 years of experience, and if you are coming into IT, you'll be not, you cannot expect that I have experience in marketing manager or sales manager, so I need these much packages. Where I have, after you are clearing your interview as a full stack developer or a front end engineer or back end engineer, you cannot quote to the interviewer or HR or a manager in a final round, I need this much packages as I have experience in this field, which is irrelevant to this field. So basically, you can expect only the package what they're expecting. If you had a good skill set, you can expect the package what they quoted more than the due, because you basically from other field. So this is the answer which I can give you. I think it will be good answer side also.
Yes, that sounds pretty much right. Okay. This is a very, I would say, critical or very delicate question. How much salary did both of us get as freshers through Alma Better? Srinivasan, you can answer it if you want to. If you want to keep it a confidential thing, you can. Please, you don't have to really answer that.
Unknown.
Yeah. You can give a range to them so that our freshers, our new joinees get at least a range in mind which they can actually follow or aim for as a fresher.
Yeah, as a fresher, the only thing I'm not willing to quote that, but you'll be getting more than 5 or more than 6. Basically, depends upon the skill set and the company's whole. There is a big progress which I cannot tell you in a single sentence. More
Yeah.
than 5 LPA, which we can expect from not only Anna, but in market. I'm telling you about. Actually, I'm from a arts background, it's a BBA. I cannot expect this package in an open market where where mostly they even approach you for a good package also. We can expect only 3 to 4, maximum 4.5. I think maximum 4 to 4 is a very good salary for arts graduate who is getting into these types of field. As a BBA holder, I'm telling you about. Coming to BCA and that type of field, we can expect maximum of 5 only we can expect. Apart from more than 5, we cannot expect in my point of view. But here in Alabama, I got more than 5. It depends upon your skill set and other things also.
That's great. Also, yeah, to give you a gist of what this question is asked from someone whose name is unknown, so I don't know what to address you as, but to address the whole community, I would say it is, you just have to do a math. Okay, as a data analyst, I like to make decisions based on mathematics, based on data, based on some data that I have and some data that I can rely on. So if you go on Glassdoor and search for average salaries, you will be there around some, for freshers I'm talking about, you'll have somewhere around 3 to 4. But Alma Mater, what it does is it connects you with places or companies that have high growth potential, and Alma Mater trains you in a way that you are placed in such scenarios and in such companies where you can grow exponentially. And then they also help you get interviews, they help you clear interviews, they give you tips on what questions could be asked in such interviews, because they've had so many students go through the same process again and again and again, so they know what questions are going to be asked, not the exact questions, but what type of questions could be asked. And they have so many senior mentors and professors, as Srinivasan has already mentioned, that they can guide you on particular topics and how to basically, your interviewer is also a senior web developer. And while you're learning from a senior web developer, you will have the habit of, you'll get it in your mind ki what, when he or she asks a question, what do they expect from me? You will know that, right? So when answering in such interviews, you will have pretty much all of confidence that you need. So that is how Alma Mater steps your game up, and you enter the region where you have a package of above 5 LPA or 6 LPA for different scenarios. As Srinivasan mentioned, for a BBA guy to get such a salary would be difficult if he went out of the market. But yeah, he got somewhere around, because of Alma Mater's help and his own hard work, of course, he was able to crack such an interview. And I don't think so it's really appropriate to disclose the complete figure. But yeah, you can consider that we got around somewhere around 5 LPA and greater than 6 LPA for me. Yes, that would, I think that answers the question that someone whose name is unknown had. I don't understand Aman Mishra's question. He says, if I want to join one company to other, is it mandatory to have some IT diploma? Srinivasan, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, Syed.
I think what he means is, if he when he wants to switch from one company to another company, basically from a non-IT background to an IT background, does he or she, is it required to have an IT diploma? I don't think so.
No. Yeah, actually, as you already told, no, that is not an important thing. The skill set matters in the IT field in the market. But if he's from a previous company, if he worked for any other related positions as a person or the candidate who already asked the same question, where I have from other field, how to get the job in IT field, the same answers to this particular candidate participants I'm telling to mention. You need to have a good skill set, and depends upon the experience which you have in a previous company. If you have an IT experience in the previous company, that is fine. If you didn't have IT experience in the company, that if you are going for a new company, that depends upon the companies and the interview progress, how they approach and you approach, basically.
Got it. We have Shyam Bihari. I'm sorry, Shyam, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but he has a question. What important, basically the gist of it, I'm paraphrasing it. What important concepts in JavaScript can we learn to make our upcoming journey easy? Basically, our interviews, our Alma Mater process, our professional lives as a web developer. What concepts in JavaScript, learning them would make our lives easier?
Yeah, I cannot tell that only JavaScript makes your life better and easier. There are more things, right?
No, some important concepts in JavaScript.
Okay.
Like basic that you have to learn. Without them, you can't do anything.
Yeah. As you told already, basic is important, and apart from that, there are more other ES6 syntax concept where we will be telling that ECMAScript 2015 versions, where there are more other concepts, which everything is included in Alma Mater's web development program. This is the only thing.
Great. Shyam, I think that answers your question. We have another question from Aniru. Aniru asks, in how many months did you complete the course, and during which month did you secure the placement?
Yeah, I basically joined my course in 2022 July. I have started. I completed it on December 2022. I have joined into Alumni X on Jan 2023, and May I have completed my UG, and May I got my job. Basically, from Jan to May.
July to May.
No, January 2023, January, I have started learning in my Alumni X.
No. Here, Aniru asks the whole progress. You started the course in July 2022 and you got placed in May 2023, right?
Yeah, in July 2022, I have joined Alma Better. On December of the same year, 2022, completed the course, cleared Almax interview, joined in Almax WebDev batch 1 on Jan 2023, got a
Correct.
job on May. So this is the progress. In Almax,
11 months.
there be 4 months of hold, and 5th month I got it.
Wow, that's nice. Talking about myself, Aniru, I started the course in September of last year, that is 2022, and I got placed in March of 2023, which is around in the 7th month, I got placed. I took like 4 months to complete the course, 2 months of Almax training, and the next month I was placed. We have, okay, the unknown guy pops up again. We have to work again. I don't understand your question. Please retype it or rephrase it. Anyways, I don't think so. We have any more questions. Satyajit, would you want to take the session from here?
Hi, Syed. Syed, and hi, Srinivasan. It was lovely hearing from you all, right? These insights are really, really valuable, right? I hope our learners, our future learners, got to learn a lot from it, and their questions were clearly answered, right? Although I believe this session must have cleared 90% of the doubts they had, right? And the rest, for the less 10% of the doubts about our curriculum, about our offerings, I believe Namrata will take this part up, and she will clear the other few financial related doubts and the curriculum structure related doubts that the learners have, right? And when they can join and when the batch starts, everything can be cleared by Namrata. So over to you, Namrata.
Also, guys, I think Namrata has already shared our LinkedIn profiles, so you can connect to us if you have any doubts. If you have any extra questions, we would be more than happy to help you. I think the feeling is mutual between me and Srinivasan, so we'll be more than willing to help you. So you can reach out to us. And it was lovely talking to you, Srinivasan. Over to you, Namrata.
Thank you, Adnan. Thank you, Srinivasan. We are truly honored to have both of you here with us today. And to the attendees as well, we are truly honored to have you all join us for today's insightful session, where we delved into the world of web development through the eyes of uh, two of our very own accomplished alumni. Thank you, Srinivasan. Thank you, Adnan, for such an informative and insightful session.
Yeah, thank you. And then thank you, Syed and Satyajit, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
The pleasure is all mine, guys. Thank you.
Okay, learners, in the fast paced and ever evolving landscape of technology, becoming a successful web developer requires not only technical prowess but also a keen understanding of industry trends, a passion for continuous learning, and most importantly, the right kind of guidance. Having said that, I'll quickly share my screen with all of you. Please let me know once the screen is visible. Okay. Guys, I'll reiterate on what I said just now, that to excel in the field of tech industry, the right kind of guidance is really important. Guidance from industry professionals becomes of utmost importance here. Now, a question that surely arises in all minds is, why should we go for Alma Better? Okay, so now that I've shared my screen, I'm letting you guys know why one should go for Alma Better. Students from non-tech backgrounds or even technical backgrounds with a limited understanding of tech field fear if they will be able to excel in the tech field. Guys, you need not worry because we at Alma Better cover everything right from the scratch to the level that makes you industry ready. We ensure that our students receive risk-free education. Often we pay a certain amount to a college or an institute, but we do not get the expected out of it, right? Like a high paying job or a job in general. The money is lost, time is also lost. We ensure here at Alma Better that this doesn't happen. We make sure you are industry ready. We ensure you are placed before you pay us the career services pay fee. Now, how will this happen? Let's dive deep into it. Guys, we'll make it possible with our live classes and live doubt resolution sessions. We cover the entire course in our live classes, which are conducted during the weekdays. We have a live doubt resolution platform that can be joined at any time between 11 to 8 p.m. to get your doubts resolved. And to top it off, you will have access to all the recorded lectures of the live sessions. Hence, you do not have to worry if you miss any classes due to some unavoidable circumstances. A lot of master classes and exciting events like today are taken weekly by industry experts. Now, now that you have attended the live classes, master classes, you have got your doubts resolved. Now it's time to practice. And for this, you will have assessments and coding problems to solve after each topic, capstone projects to complete in each module. Anything that you are learning during your live classes, it is of utmost important that you implement your theoretical knowledge to practical applications, right? So that's what we focus on. We teach you the theoretical parts, we make you understand the topics. You will be doing a lot of assessments, you will be doing a lot of projects with with your mentor, and then you will be doing a project on your own as well in each module. Once you have studied, once you have done your capstone projects, once your practice sessions are done, we have a huge network of 700 plus hiring partners. Once you are ready to excel in your jobs, we start sharing your profiles with our hiring partners. Okay. Once you're ready with industry knowledge, we prepare you thoroughly for company-based interviews. We conduct business communication classes that lot of people were asking in the Q&A sessions today. We conduct business communication classes for you guys during your placement journey. We conduct grammar sessions. We do group discussion sessions. We conduct 50 plus mock interviews with all our students to prepare them end to end for company interviews. And again, we have a huge network of 700 plus hiring partners. Once you are ready to excel in your jobs, we start sharing your profiles with our hiring partners and make sure you land a job that you deserve. Once you are done with your placement preparation, we share your profiles with at least 4 to 5 hiring partners on a daily basis, which means 10 days down the line you are in the placement program. You will always have 10 to 12 companies in your bucket. We do not force our students to take the first offer that comes to them. We want you to explore. We want you to sit for a lot of interviews and then decide which package or which company you want to go ahead with. Coming to the learning journey of students, how your learning journey is exactly going to look like, what are the things that we cover over here. Guys, a problem statement can have more than one possible solution, right? And when you study in groups or do projects in group, you get to know how this same problem statement is solved by your counterparts in different ways that probably might not have even crossed your mind. Growing in groups here is not just limited to studies. We do a lot of activities in groups during the placement journey with all our students to ensure your confidence is boosted, be it be your communication skills, interview skills, and whatnot. You will be having live lectures, as I mentioned. You will have lab experiments. We provide you with labs where you can experiment with the topics on real time basis. Let's say if somebody is from the arts background who might not have studied mathematics in even 11th and 12th, might face some difficulty understanding the concept of probability. But if you will see the same on the dashboard, you will be able to experiment with the same topic and you will be able to understand it even better, right? We have projects and assignments, as I mentioned. We have group discussion sessions for all our students, to make sure you understand the point of view of others as well. You get to know insights from your other counterparts as well, and so that you can study in groups and you can grow together. All right, we have one-on-one mentorship sessions, guest lectures like today, community participation. We provide our students with one-on-one mentorship sessions where the students can connect with the mentor and understand the industry in general. If you have any questions for the industry in general, let's say you are about to complete your course and you want to understand how the web development job roles exactly looks like, what all things you need to prepare for your upcoming interviews, you want to have a chat with the industry expert, you can always book one-on-one mentorship session from your dashboard and do the needful. We conduct guest lectures, we conduct master classes, we conduct alumni session like today on weekly basis that is open to everyone. You guys can attend, have your doubts resolved, ask your questions. You will be able to have better understanding about industry that way. Then we have community participation. We do have community platform, which I will show you guys a bit later. uh, I am pretty sure all of you must have seen LinkedIn platform, and Alma Better has its own sort of a LinkedIn platform for students, mentors, and employees. It is a very closed platform where you will find all the learners that are studying in Alma Better right now, all the alumni that have gotten placed from our end, all the employees of Alma Better. You will be able to do better networking there. Okay. Capstone projects and competency challenges, guys. These are mandatory for our Alma X placement program. This will not only help us, capstone projects and competency challenges not only help us to track your progress, but also will help us to guide you if you are going anywhere round. As we discussed, we have 700 plus hiring partners. Coming to the salary distribution of Alma Better graduates, guys, as it is clearly visible that the majority of our students, we do promise a placement with minimum package of 5 LPA, but we put our genuine efforts to place our students with the package they deserve. Hence, the majority of our students get placed at a package of 8 to 9 LPA or more. And yes, we have been successfully placing students from non-tech backgrounds smoothly. Feel free to visit our LinkedIn official page. Visit our LinkedIn page and go through our students' profile as well. I will quickly show you guys, just give me 1 second. I will quickly take you guys through the LinkedIn profiles of a few of our students who have come from non-tech background and were able to get a placement. Vishal Chauhan comes from BCom background, joined our course and got a placement as software developer recently. Then we have Prince Kumar Jha, who is also from the BCom background and was able to get a job as a data scientist recently with us. We have Shaurya, again from the BBA background, commerce background, who was able to bag a package as data analyst. Then we have Srinivasan. Again, as he mentioned, he comes from a BA background and Today he is here, matlab, telling you guys, guiding you guys how to become a successful web developer as he has become. Feel free to go through our LinkedIn page if you want to connect with our alumni. Please feel free to connect with them and have a sneak peek into their experience. These are a few of the success stories. I have given some glimpse of success stories over here in the presentation. As you can guys see, we have been constantly placing students from tech and non-technical background. The only thing that all of you need to keep in mind is that if you are planning to go for the web development course or any tech related course in general, you you just need to be disciplined and focused. Once you are disciplined and you are focused, you can excel in anything and you can become what you want. Let me quickly take you all to the dashboard. Okay, now we will quickly take a tour of our Alma Beta student dashboard. This is the course page of full stack web development. From here, you can navigate through our courses, the courses that we are offering right now. Full stack data science course, full stack web development course, master's degree, UG program. Please feel free to explore these. I will be leaving my email address and phone number in the chat section. All of you can reach out to me if you need. Here it goes. If you need any counseling, if you are planning to enroll for any of our courses, feel free to reach out to me. My name is Namrata. Let's quickly take a tour to our dashboard. All right, guys, this is the home page. On the right side of the home page, you will be able to see all the community updates, which means what are your counterparts up to, or what is it that is going on with your counterparts on real time basis. Let's say for some, if one of your fellow students has completed a quiz or have won any competition or has gotten placed, anything at all, you will be able to track all the community updates from this section, which is really cool to look at, and it is a lot motivating as well. You definitely do not want to fall behind. You definitely want to catch up with the speed, and you want to continue with your classes. You want to excel in your classes, and you definitely want to progress as and when your batchmates progress. So this is the community update section where you will find all the updates. Okay, this is the home page where you will find the overall all the things over here related to your learning journey. Let's say how many modules are there in your course, how many modules are there in your course, how many modules do you need to complete. You have a onboarding section over here where you can click and understand what all resources are available for you, how can you use these resources for your betterment, for your course progress and stuff. You'll find all the modules that are needed to be completed, free courses that are available for you, practice coding assessments. You can practice your topics. Topic wise, you can practice and give your assessments. Then you have quiz assessments over here, capstone projects, how many total capstone projects are there that you need to complete. Here you will find your community section that we will take a tour a bit later. Then you have the learning section. Learning section is nothing but you will find all your modules, all the topics, all the modules and all the sub lectures over here. If you want to go through the recorded lectures, let's say, you can just come to your learning section, you can click on the relevant topic, you can go inside the topic, click on the classes, and you can start attending your recorded lessons. Recorded lessons are nothing but the recordings of the live classes. So these are well and explanatory. You will be able to understand the topic, and if you have any doubts, here is the help section, guys. You can always click on the live support and join the live support from here. Get your doubts resolved on real time basis between 11:30 to 8 p.m. You can report your problems from here. You can get a lot of your doubts and general problems get resolved from the AI chatbot as well. This is the very useful section. Now you have the classroom section. Guys, the dashboard is pretty sorted and easy to understand. Our UI UX of the dashboard is very easy to understand. You will find everything on your fingertips. If you want to go to the home, if you want to learn, go to the learn section. If you want to attend the live class, go to the classroom section. Click on the access live classroom button and it will take you to the live lecture. Here you will find all your practice coding problems, coding assessments, quiz assessments. You can select your topic, you can select your skills from here. Let's say I want to see how many assessments are available for JavaScript, how many are completed, how many are yet to be solved. You'll be able to navigate through all the assessments via you clicking on your module name as well. Let's say you are in the blockchain module, or you are currently doing your coding fundamentals. You can select the same and you can get your coding problem quiz assessments, coding assessments on your fingertips tips, and you can start solving those. And in case of any doubts, what do? We do go to the help section and get those resolved. Then we have projects. Guys, in web development program, we make sure that our students are doing at least 6 projects with us. Okay. Four projects are done during the learning journey, and 2 projects are done very closely with the mentors in the placement program, depending upon the types of companies that are coming in. Because we want you to be prepared thoroughly for your placements. Okay, so in each module for front end development, you will be doing one project with your mentor closely, and then you will be doing one on your own. Same goes for back end development. Once you have covered all the topics, you will be doing one project with your mentor, and the other will be done other you will be doing on your own. And then the same will happen during the placement program as well. You will be doing one project with your mentor and the other will be done by yourself. Coming to the career page, guys, once you are done with your course, you have completed all your modules, you have received your final certificate, you have cleared your capstone projects and competency challenges, you will be able to track your progress for Almaic's career track here. You will be able to navigate through your eligibility criteria from this section, which is step 1. You will know how many projects are yet to be completed in order to become eligible for the Almaic's placement program. Let's say how many competency challenges are left, how many capstone projects are left. Step 2 is you sit for ABCAT examination. Once you have successfully received your certificate, you will be sitting for ABCAT, Alma Better Comprehensive Assessment Test, where we will be assessing your knowledge, everything that you have learned with us in the course of the web development or any other course for that matter. Once that is done, you sit for ABCAT examination and you have to qualify it with 70% marks, sorry, 60% marks, which is not a very huge bar. And the ABCAT examination is nothing but just a revision of all the topics that you have studied with us. So once this is done, you enter into our Alma X placement program and your placement journey starts with us. Coming to the last section of the dashboard, which is mentorship. As I was discussing with all of you guys a bit before, you all get mentorship sessions at your disposal. You can always book your mentorship session with the industry experts. You get around 4 to 5 mentorship sessions. Since you have the availability, since you have a live support system for your doubt resolution, These mentorship sessions are recommended to use once you are about to complete your course, let's say, so that you have understanding about all the topics and everything, and once you're ready for the job, you would want to understand how the industry is working in general, what kind of, probably you want to understand from the industry expert if you are or do you want them to recommend you whether you are working in the right direction, whether you should put more efforts into what you are doing right now, what is your learning strategy, what is your strategy after completion of the course. Probably all of that discussion can be done with our industry experts by booking the mentorship sessions from here. We have my ticket section here, guys. You can click on this section and you can raise a ticket whatsoever, any problem that you are facing during your learning journey. Let's say any technical problem, you're not being able to book a session, or you're not being able to attend the live class, anything at all, you raise a ticket from here and our support team will get back to you in less than 24 hours. All right, guys, that is all for today. I am open to Q&A. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right. Do we have Srinivasan with us? Hi, Srinivasan. I think I have a question for you. What work were you offered to you by company as a fresher?
Yeah, hi. As a company fresher, I'm working in both as a website side and on React Native side, mobile application side. Yeah.
All right, that answers your question, Anish. No, Prajesh, I am not a developer. Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your questions in the Q&A session. Also, I think I have dropped my name, phone number, and email address in the chat section. Please pick it up from there and feel free to give me a call if you need counseling session. If you are yet not decided whether you want to go for the data science program or web development program or anything at all in general, if you want career counseling, please feel free to reach out to me on the given number. Hey Satyajit, I think we can wrap it up, and
And
yeah.
Yeah, I think that sums it up for the day. Right? This was a very insightful session from Srinivasan, Syed, and you also, right? I hope we were able to answer most of the questions coming from our learners. Right? And uh, if any more questions are there, feel free to reach out to any one of us on LinkedIn or on our Alma Better website. We'll get in touch with you as soon as possible. Right? And that sums it up for the day. Thank you, Syed. Thank you, Srinivasan. Thank you, Namrata. We'll catch up in the next one, I believe.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you, sir. The pleasure is all ours, Syed. Thank you, Srinivasan.
Yeah, thank you, Sajid. Thank you. Bye for you.
Cool. Then I think we can wrap it up. So, yeah, good day, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys.